Hello viewers, Daruna taking you through the story of O-level mathematics. And in this video, we are going to go through the expected response for Senior 2 Math End of Term 2 for the year 2024. So this video is suitable for students right from Senior 1 up to Senior 4. So these are the videos we hope to upload in this holiday. What is ticked means is already available on the platform. What is not yet ticked means will be uploaded with time. So section A. So this paper contains two sections, section A and section B, where section A the item was compulsory and section B there was some choosing. So because this is a revision, we shall do all the items. Let's start with item 1. Item 1 says, you are in charge of your sibling's birthday party. At the end of this month, okay, there is a lot of planning going on and you are to draft a budget in relation to the number of visitors. Your parents handed you 2,500,000 shillings only to budget for 2210 base 3 guests, such that 20% of the amount is allocated to food, 40% to drinks, and a third of the remaining amount to decoration and the rest to cake. The party starts at 4 p.m. by serving water, soda, and wine to the guests at that time. Okay. The person in charge of drinks now serves water after every 20 minutes, soda after every 30 minutes, and wine after every 15 minutes. The cake will be served at the time when all the three drinks are again served at the same time. Task determine, task A, the number of invited guests in binary base. Task B, the amount spent on each item. Task C, the time when the cake will be cut. So just start. First of all, the guests were given in base 10 and we have to convert them to base 2, which is binary base. To convert from base 3, they were given base 3, so to convert from base 3 to base 2, you need to first convert base 3 to base 10. So this to base 10 gives you this. Remember, this will have a power of 0, power of 1, power of 2, and power of 3. That's why you see here 2 times 3 to power 3, 2 times 3 to power 2, 1 times 3 to power 1, and 0 times 3 to power 0. So when we add, we shall come up with 75 base 10. Now we can convert to binary base. So 75 divided by 2 gives you 37 remainder 1. 37 divided by 2 gives you 18 remainder 1. 18 divided by 2 gives you 9 remainder 0. 9 divided by 2 gives you 4 remainder 1. 4 divided by 2 gives you 2 remainder 0. And 2 divided by 2 gives you 1 remainder 0. So to write the binary base, we'll begin from here and go up to here in that order. Therefore, 725 base 10 is the same as 100, 1011 base 2 guests. So that's what they wanted in task A. So that's what they wanted in task A. Now let's go to task B. Task B, they said, determine the amount spent on each item. So we are given 40%, 20% of the amount was spent on food, 40% was spent on drinks, 3/5 of the remaining amount was spent on decoration, and the rest on the cake. So we shall come and say that amount spent on food will be 20% of this 2.5 million to give you 500,000. Amount spent on drinks was 40% of the 2.5 million to give you 1M. Then the remaining amount is got by subtraction, this total, this minus this total to give you 1 million. Then amount spent on decoration was 3/5 of the remainder, which is 3/5 times this 1M to give you 600. And the rest was spent on the cake. So 1M minus 600 to give you 400,000. And that's what they wanted in task B. Then task C, task says the time when the cake will be cut. So that means that we need to get the LCM of this 20, 30, and 50. So we have 20, 30, and 50. We shall begin by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10, 30 divided by 2 is 15, 50 divided by 2 is 25. Then also 2, 10 divided by 5, 2 is 5, 15 divided by 2 has a remainder, so leave it as 15, 25 divided by 2 has a remainder, so leave it as 25. Now we shall go to 3, 5 divided by 3 has a remainder, so leave it as 5, 15 divided by 3 is 5, 25 divided by 3 has a remainder, so leave it as 25. Then now we shall go to 5, 5 divided by 5 gives you 1, 5 divided by 5 gives you 1, and 25 divided by 5 gives you 5. Then we shall go to 5 again, this remains 1, 1, 5 divided by 5 gives you 1. So we shall stop there and we multiply to get the LCM. So LCM is 300 minutes, which is equivalent to 5 hours. So we shall remember the start of the party, then we add on the 5 hours. So 16, now here I'm using 24-hour clock, which gives you 2100 hours. And in 12-hour clock, 2100 is the same as 9 p.m. So that's how you could get a score of 20. Then section B, you are supposed to attempt any 2 items. So item 1 says, a friend of yours who stays in England bought a triangular plot of land in your district. One side of his plot is 30 meters and the other side is 35 meters. These 2 sides intersect at an angle of 75 degrees. You advised him to develop his plot due to the rampant land grabbing in your district. He decides to construct the biggest round house that just touches the edges of his plot. Note this word, biggest round house that just touches. Okay. He decides that the works will start with digging a circular foundation without encroaching on the neighbor's land. You inform him that the workers charge shillings 10,000 per meter dug. However, he requests you to send him the total cost for the workers to dig the foundation. Task: come up with a total cost for just digging the foundation in pounds sterling, given that the exchange rate is 1 pound sterling is equal to Ugandan shillings of 4,500. Give your answer to the nearest pound. So this question is about construction, and questions which require construction we always begin with a sketch. So we have one side which is 35 meters, the other side is 30 meters, and the angle in between is 75. So when I join this side to this side, I'll come up with the third side. So basically that is what they want us to sketch. Then we can inscribe a circle in the triangle. So one is to get a good scale, because this 35 meters cannot fit on your answer sheets. So what we do is a suitable scale. So here we have used that 1 centimeter represents 5 meters. Therefore 30 meters is equivalent to 30 over 5 to give you 6 centimeters. 35 meters is equivalent to 35 over 5 to give you 7 centimeters. So with that, we can now make our accurate diagram. So first we begin with a horizontal line, then mark off a point, let it be A, then using a compass, get a radius of 7 centimeters and make of that arc. That is now point B. Then we need to also come and measure angle of 75. So we shall begin by putting a compass needle here at A and get an arc of any radius. Then maintain that radius, put the compass needle here and make an arc there, remove the compass needle there, put it there, maintain the same radius and draw that arc. So I've drawn this and this because I want to draw an angle of 90. Then remove the compass needle from there, put it here, maintain the same radius and draw that arc. Remove the compass needle and now join from point A through the intersection. So that is now angle 90 and this one is angle 60. Therefore, bisecting 60 and 90 will give us 75. So I'll come and put the compass needle there and draw an arc of any radius, remove the needle, put it here, draw an arc of the same radius. When they intersect, join a line from A through the intersection. So that will now be our angle 75. Next is to measure length of 6 centimeters. So put the needle there, get a radius of 6 centimeters and make of that arc. So that becomes point C. Now I can join B to C to get the three boundaries of the triangular piece of land. So now that we have finished drawing the 3 sides of the plot of land, next is to bisect. Next is to inscribe. Now to inscribe, we need to bisect any 2 angles. So let's start with bisecting angle 75. Put the needle there, make an arc of any radius, which is that. Then remove the needle from there, put it here, and maintain the same radius and make that arc so that they intersect. When they intersect, you are going to draw a line from A through the intersection. There, bisect the angle 75. Next is bisect the angle at B. So put the needle at B, then draw an arc of any radius. Remove the needle, put it now at that point, draw another arc of any radius now, which is this. Then maintain the same radius, put the needle there and draw another arc so that they intersect. Then you draw a line from B through the intersection. In that case, we have bisected the angle at B. Now this point of intersection of the 2 angle bisectors is the center of the circle, but we don't know the radius. So to get the radius, you drop a perpendicular from the center. So put the needle there and make an arc to touch sides AB. Then from there, remove the needle from there, put it here, and draw an arc of any radius. Maintain the same radius, put it there, draw another arc so that they intersect. Now you're going to draw a line from O, which is the center here of the angle bisectors, through the intersection of these arcs. So when you do that, you'll come up with that. So now next is to measure, put the needle here and use this as radius from your tears. Now our radius, you realize the circle can be drawn which touches all the three sides. And basically that is what they wanted. Now they said something. Let's go back to the question. In the question, they said, you inform him that the workers charge 10,000 shillings per meter dug. So what was dug? What was dug is this circle you see here. So we need to get the circumference of that circle. So before we go there, these are the scores for what we have done so far. So radius is this. So the radius was in centimeters, but you need to convert it back to meters, which is actual. Then I can now get the circumference, which is 2 pi r. 2 pi r to give me that. Then I can now calculate, because each meter was 10,000. So cost for digging the hole of the circular foundation will be this times 10,000 to give you 597,143. Then we convert to pounds. So total cost in pounds is got by dividing this shilling divided by this to give you this. But they said they want the answer to the nearest whole number, so round off to give you 133 pounds. And that is what they wanted. So that's how we could get the score of 20. That was item 2. Now we shall go to item 3. Item 3 says, a wholesaler decides to market his new products as follows. The wholesaler gives a bonus of radios on condition that the customer buys more than one fridge, or the customer buys a fridge and any other item. Okay. A customer buys a fridge on the first day. He buys 3 fridges on the second day, and the wholesaler gives a bonus of 1 radio. He buys 5 fridges on the third day, and the wholesaler gives a bonus of 4 radios. He buys 7 fridges on the 4th day, and the wholesaler gives him a bonus of 7 radios. On the 7th day, a customer buys cookers and flat irons, not more than 5 in total. He buys at least one flat iron, and he also buys at least 2 cookers. Hint, use X to represent number of cookers and Y to represent number of flat iron bought. Then the task A. Following the sequence, suppose the customer buys fridges every day for 7 days. How many fridges will the customer buy on the 7th day, and how many radios will he have accumulated altogether? That is task A. Task B. If each fridge costs shillings 250, design a flyer indicating the customer's fares for fridges for all the 7 days. And task C. Using appropriate graph, find the region that represents the appropriate number of cookers and flat irons that the customer should buy. So we are going to begin with task A, which is following the sequences. Suppose the customer buys for 7 days. So we shall need this now under numbers and patterns. Let's first go back and see the pattern. When it comes to fridges, he buys 1 fridge on the first day, then 3 fridges, then 5 fridges, then 7 fridges. So these are odd numbers. Then on the bonuses, here one no bonus. Here there is a bonus of one radio. Here there is a bonus of 4 radios. Here there is a bonus of 7 radios. Okay, so let's go and identify the frequency. So the frequency for the fridges bought is as follows. We have 1 fridge, on the first day 3 fridges, on the second day 5 fridges, on the third day, and 7 fridges on the fourth day. 5th is we don't know yet, 6th we don't know yet, and 7th we don't know yet. So we need to get a pattern. From 1 to 3 it was +2, then from 3 to 5 it was +2, from 5 to 7 it was +2, so the pattern is the same. So even here from 7 to the next will be +2 to give you 9, then from 9 to the next will be +2 to give you 11, then from 11 to the next will be also +2 to give you 13. So these were bought on the 5th day, 11 on the 6th day, and 13 on the 7th day. So the customer bought 13 fridges on the 7th day. The sequence for the bonus radios received are as follows. So nothing on the first day, 1 radio on the second day, 4 radios on the third day, 7 radios on the fourth day. We don't know yet for the 5th, don't know yet for the 6th, and don't know yet for the 7th. So we shall also follow the pattern. So this is ignored because it is 0, nothing. So we begin from here, +3, move from 1 to 4, then from 4 to 7 it is also +3, meaning from 7 to the next will also be +3. 7 plus 3 gives you 10. From 10 to the next will also +3, so 10 plus 3 gives you 13. 13 to next is also +3, so 13 plus 3 gives you 16. Then the total number of radios, bonus radios is got by adding all. And you come up with 51 radios. And that's what they wanted. Then that's about the bonus radios. Let me see the task. How many radios? Yeah, that is it. Now here, task B. If each fridge costs shillings 250,000, design a flyer indicating the customer's fares for fridges for all the 7 days. So in short, they want the costs for all these fridges for each day. So here, how much was he paying? How much was he paying on the second day, third day, like that, up the 7th day? So I'll come and tabulate and put a column of days. Then I put the column of fridges bought. Then I can now do the computation for the costs. Here it was 1 times 250 to give you this. Then here 3 times 250 to give you this. 5 times 250 to give you this. 7 times 250 to give you this. 9 times 250 to give you that. 11 times 250 to give you that. And lastly 13 times 250 to give you that. And basically that is what they wanted. The next will be now part task C. So task C, they said, use an appropriate graph. Using an appropriate graph, Find the region that represents the appropriate number of cookers and flat irons that the customer should buy. So here they told us that on the 7th day, a customer buys cookers and flat irons, not more than 5. So when you add the number of cookers bought and the number of flat irons bought, they should not be more than 5. They should be 5 or less. Then he also buys at least 1 flat iron. So the flat iron should be 1 or more. He also buys at least 2 cookers. So the cookers should be 2 or more. Therefore, you can come here and write now this is under inequalities. Remember they told us X is for, let me first show you something here. They told you that X represents number of cookers bought and Y represents number of flat irons bought. So number of cookers plus number of flat irons should not exceed 5. The number of cookers should be at least 2, and number of flat irons should be at least 1. So those are the inequalities. So boundary lines, we have those ones. What we do, just remove the inequality sign and put an equal sign. Then for the line x plus y equal to 5, we need 2 coordinates. So when x is 0, y is 5. And when y is 0, x is 5. Therefore, now we can get our graph paper and represent the information on the graph. So we shall need axes. So here we are interested in mainly in positives. That is why we ignore the negatives. Then you can demarcate and get a scale for the x-axis. Then also do the same for the y-axis. Get a scale. Then you can plot. We shall start with this. This one they said we have 0, 5, which is here, and 5, 0, which is here. So I can now join using a ruler. So let's join and label the line. Then we need to get the wanted and unwanted region. If I choose 0, 0 here, this point, I realize when I put 0 here and 0 here, I'll get 0 is less or equal to 5. Which is true, and because it is true, it means this side is the wanted region, unwanted is this side. So I'll shade the unwanted. Okay, then I've got the next, x equal to 2. X equal to 2 means is the vertical line through the coordinate of 2. Then I also compare the side, x should be greater than or equal to 2. So these ones, what is wanted greater than, meaning what is not wanted is the less than. So I'll come and shade the less than. So next is y equal to 1. Y equal to 1 is the horizontal line through 1, which is that. And the side here, y is greater than or equal to 1. So greater than is this side. So I'll come and shade the unwanted. And basically this is the representation they wanted. So this will be the number of flat irons and cookers possible. And that's how the shading would be. Then item 4 says the senior 2 class of 36 students recently set out at 6 a.m. by bus to a mathematics contest awarding ceremony. It was held at the National Mathematics Center. The bus driver, Mr. Othello, worried that they may reach late, accelerated from school until he reached a speed of 35 meters per second in 20 minutes, which speed he maintained for 16 minutes. Mr. Othello intended to maintain this speed for the rest of the journey. However, upon reaching Reverie town, where traffic was congested, Mr. Othello decelerated steadily to 15 meters per second in 4 minutes. When he passed the town, Mr. Othello again accelerated steadily to 50 meters per second to the National Mathematics Center in 12 minutes. Okay. Mr. Othello wondered if the girls would have been earlier had he not encountered the traffic congestion at Reverie town. As for the girls, they were simply overjoyed by the outstanding performance of their class. The performance was grouped into basic, intermediate, and outstanding. 12 girls had outstanding results, 18 had intermediate performance, and the rest were basic performers. Then the task A, as an S.2 mathematics student representative, mathematics class representative, prepare a diagrammatic representation and in particular a pie chart of your class performance which you will present to the head teacher. Part B, draw a speed time graph of your journey to the National Mathematics Center. Part C, use the average speed of Mr. Othello between Reverie town and the National Mathematics Center to help Mr. Othello estimate the time he will take on the return journey if there will be no traffic congestion during the return journey. Okay, so we shall begin with the first one, drawing a pie chart. So drawing a pie chart, we need sector angles. So for outstanding performance, the sector angle will be 12 over 36. 12 because they are students with outstanding performance. 36 are the total number of students times 360 to get the sector angle. The sector angle for intermediate will be 18 over 36 times 360 to give you 180. And sector angle for basic will be the balance, which is 60. So now I can draw a pie chart. I'll begin with the title, that the pie chart showing the class performance for S2 class in mathematics contest. Then I'll draw a horizontal line and a circle of any radius preferred. Then I'll use a protractor. So pie charts use a protractor, strictly a protractor, and measure off 120 to get the outstanding performance, then measure off 180 to get the intermediate, and the balance will be for basic performance. And that's what they wanted. And those will be the scores. Then they also want, then task B, let's first go back and see task B. Task B says, draw a speed time graph for your journey. So here we need to know the speeds and their corresponding times. So after 20 minutes, the speed was this. After 16 minutes, the speed was still maintained, was still 35. Then they said here, upon here now there is some deceleration. So after 4 minutes, the speed was that, and then he said after 12 minutes the speed was this. So basically this is what we want. 20 minutes with this, 16 minutes same speed, 4 minutes this speed, 12 minutes this speed. Now let's see how we can make sense out of it. Now I'm going to draw a table. This table is for interpretation. It doesn't carry marks, but it helps you to plot a graph easily. So initially it was at rest, so time is 0 and the speed is 0. Okay. After 20 minutes, remember now, note something. The speed was in meters per second. Did you see that? Meters per second. But the time was in minutes, so we need to convert so that the units are similar. Because of this was meters per second, the time should also be in seconds. So it will help us somewhere. So let's do it all at once. So after 20 minutes, that is after 1200 seconds, it means that here time is 1200 and here speed is 35. Then after 16 minutes, which is this, it means that now I'm going to add this plus this to give you this. The speed is still maintained because he said he maintained the speed. Then after 4 minutes, which is that, now the time there will be this plus that to give you this. The speed was reduced to 15. And after 12 minutes, so this plus this will give us what to put here. The speed was increased to 50 until they reached. So this is an interpretation, but it is good because it will help us draw our graphical representation easily. So let's get a graph paper and get started. First is to draw the axes, horizontal and vertical. Then get a good scale for the horizontal. So how do we get a scale? The scale, we shall come and see. Do you see these values? The highest is this and the smallest is this. So highest minus lowest over 8. Now this 8 is a standard because, okay, we use 8 because however small a graph book will be, there should be 8 or more spaces. So 8 or more spaces, I mean this. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now mine has 9, but so however small it will be to have 8 and above. That's why I choose to use 8. Now after dividing, I'll get 390. So 390, it means that now my scale will be 500. We use that because it is easy to read. So we shall come and put our demarcations and then label the horizontal axis. Vertical, we shall do the same. Use intervals of 2 centimeters, then get the scale. So the same highest minus lowest over 10 to give you 5. So that means that 2 centimeters represents 5 meters per second. So let's now label the axes. And we start off. No, starting we are going to plot now 0 corresponds with 0, which is here. Then 200 corresponds with 35, which is here. Then when I join, I'll get that first journey. Then from there they said 2160 corresponds with 35. So it is here. Then I join. 2400 corresponds with 15, which is there. So you join. And 3120 corresponds with 50, which is there. So join, and that is now the speed time graph they wanted. So now this partitioning is to help us get the distance. If you look at the task, let's first go back to the task and let's first see the marks for the slide. Okay, now we can go back to the task and see why we partitioned these journeys. Here it says, use the average speed of Mr. Othello between Reverie Town and the National Mathematics Center to help Mr. Othello estimate the time he will take on the return journey if there will be no traffic congestion during the return journey. So we need to remember average speed is total distance over total time. So we shall come and see that for the journey from Reverie Town to the National Mathematics Center, total time will be that. Total time, let's go back and see. So from Reverie here to this, total time will be from here to here, which is this, and from here to here, which is this. So when I add the two, I get the total time. Then total distance, I need to get the area C plus area D. So area C is this. This is the trapezium. Do you see it? This is also a trapezium. So I'll get the two areas using the formula for area of a trapezium and come up with the total distance of 29,400 meters. Now I know total distance, total time, I can get the average speed, which will be that. Then they said for the return journey, if I use this very average speed and use the total distance, what will be the total time? So I need to first get the total distance overall. Overall means I'm going to add on, because I already know distance area C and area D, but I don't know area A and area B. Area A is a triangle and area AB is a rectangle. So I'll come and get the areas too, so that I can easily get the total area. Let me first see the scores for this slide, then I can go to next. So area A, area B, area C, area D. So I can now get the total distance overall. Then using the average speed, I can now get the total time. So substitute average speed, total distance, then I can get total time. And that's what they wanted. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and be reminded the next video will be now for Senior 3 Math End of Term 2. So if you have not yet subscribed, please click on the subscribe button below this video such that you can receive updates when the next video has been uploaded. And also, if you know of any student who is not yet on this platform, please share the link of this video with them via social media platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp, so that we all benefit as a family.